multi stuff, dude. Like I don't know too much about that, but like I don't know, man. That shit creeps me out.
Yeah, understandable.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we should be live now. So, just to throw that out to you.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, so welcome, Melvin. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my show. And yeah, just want to say I'm glad to be back after taking a 2-week break because of my finals. So yeah, this is the first episode back. So
Congratulations on
feel
finishing
honored,
finals,
Melvin.
dude.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I'm stoked, and I hope finals were great.
Hell yeah, they were definitely taxing.
I know that grind, dude.
School is never fun when you're in just in those like final 2 weeks where you're just like hoping you pass, hoping you complete it, and then you're just like, okay, what are my grades? What are my fucking grades?
You're telling me, man, in law school it was literally just the final is the only thing that counts toward your grade. So it was super make or break, super high pressure. I know that feeling, man, and that was terrible. I do not envy anyone going through that. So congratulations on being done with that.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, how have you been though? How have you been enjoying your week?
Dude, I've been pretty good. Just working lots. I work 9 to 5. So if anyone that watches my stream can attest to the fact that I very rarely ever stream during the week during the day, just because I'm usually at the office. And then last night, well, yesterday my little sister graduated, and we went out to celebrate her graduation, and then my girlfriend and I went out to dinner after, had some drinks, and I am currently nursing a little baby hangover, but I'm an old man, and she kept me hydrated because she looks after her old man apparently. So yeah, we're doing good.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, you told me about the hangover behind the scenes. You're not the only one that drink. I actually drank too last night.
Okay.
My parents went camping. Well, just to put it, I don't know if you care if I tell people where you're from, because
No, you're good. You're good.
all right. So Melvin here is a fellow Californian, just like me. So so you know where Ventura County is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's like a little beach area where trailers can park along the freeway or by the freeway. And my parents went camping there, so I just went out to go have some drinks over there.
That's sick. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, very fun, and the view is beautiful. Too.
Yeah, dude, I bet. There's nothing like hearing the waves and just chilling,
Yeah, definitely. And especially like when we're out of June gloom and all that stuff.
Yeah, and it's really starting to heat up now, man. It's like today is gonna be really hot.
Yep. Hope you stay hydrated, man.
Thanks, dude. I'm trying my best.
Yeah. But yeah. So, what do you say we get into the questions?
Let's do it.
All right. So, I'm kind of interested in like where you started off, like how you got into gaming. So, you mind giving some history behind that?
So I think as far as gaming itself goes, I've played video games forever, but I never considered it like a real hobby. It's kind of weird to say, I'm an old guy, so I think I had an original Nintendo with like Duck Hunt. I was a little boy when I had that. And it's Duck Hunt comes with like this like gun that plugs into your TV, and it's like 8-bit or 16-bit graphics. And I think I was so young that I think that the coolest part of Duck Hunt was the fact that the little like gun controller that you're using like clicks really loud when you pull the trigger. And I feel like I just pulled the trigger a lot without knowing what the hell I was doing. And then from there, I had an uncle. Shout out to my uncle Nelson. My uncle. So my parents, my dad in particular was very strict, but my uncle, he didn't have any kids, and so he would spoil the crap out of me and my brother. And he, like, whenever a new video game system would come out, he would go and get it for us. it was crazy. Like Super Nintendo came out, and I feel like it's just, he was kind of a younger uncle, and so and he made good money, and so I think he just was like, yeah, he probably got the system, and he wanted us to have the system because we were younger, and he would just he'd be like, he'd come visit, and he'd be like, let's go to Toys R Us, and like, what kid's gonna say no to that? And
Oh yeah.
he'd go, like, I remember the first PlayStation, he bought it for me. I had a Super Nintendo growing up, I had an N64, and I feel like almost all of these were my uncle's doing. So yeah, man, realistically, if anyone gives a damn about me gaming, it's thanks to my uncle Nelson for sure.
Well, the only reason I asked that is because like this is a show for like people who play video games, and since you play,
this is about video games.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, dude! I thought we were talking sports this whole time.
No, well, we'll get into that when I talk about your FIFA stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so interesting that you started with Duck Hunt. So you got a really old console back then.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm an old man. My back hurts, and I can, have the gray hairs to prove it.
old man Melvin.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm pretty much the grandpa in gaming at this point.
Yeah. Well, surprisingly, you're not the oldest person. Well, I want to say surprised, but yeah, you're not the oldest person I've talked to on the show. But
I like that. Now I
feel younger,
I feel young and vigorous again.
Yes.
And shout out to whoever's older than me, man. That's dope.
Yeah, well, I think gaming is like one of those things where like anybody can get into, really, as long as you're like just having fun with it.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point, dude. Is life is stressful, the world is full of hardship, and if you can get out of that for a little bit and escape, and get lost in Destiny or Zelda or even Minecraft, Pokemon, like, I think that whatever works for you, that's dope. You got to find ways to relieve your stress and to keep it moving. So yeah.
But you have any like favorite games that like did that for you, that you had fun with?
When I was younger, Pokemon Blue and Red, but like I had Blue. Pokemon Blue was like I was like, wow, what is this? I was like a fifth grader, and I had a Game Boy Color that I got for Christmas. And so back then, it was like a really big deal when you'd go to like the supermarket with your parents, right? And they had magazines near the checkout section, and I think like when you're younger, I was always drawn to like the video game magazines and the car magazines, but the video game magazines, I think my mom maybe just bought me one to shut me up one day, and there was a whole segment on Pokemon Pocket Monsters, and it was coming out of Japan, and I love to read, so I read the whole article, and when the game came out, I don't know why I got it. Maybe it was like a report card or something, but we went to Toys R Us, and I got a copy of the game. And yeah, man, I must have been like 10 years old, 11 years old, 9. I really don't know how old I was, but I remember popping that bad boy in and just being obsessed. I'm talking like every family party, every get together, I was quietly playing my Game Boy and leveling up my Charizard, and not leveling anyone else on my team for whatever reason, and just beating the game with Charizard. And dude, it was everything. So that game really that was the first time I think I was really like hooked.
So that's kind of interesting, because like I think I kind of had that same experience playing Pokemon myself, so I could definitely understand that. Like,
it was
it's addicting to get into Pokemon, because like
man,
you just have fun with whatever types you get into, and then there's so many Pokemon.
It was just cool because it felt like it was its own world. I think I think really good games can do that to you, where they kind of like create an entire world. And Pokemon was the first video game I ever played, I think, that really felt like it was. I'm literally in this world right now, and this is everything. So yeah.
Mm. So, any other favorite games besides Pokemon, or was that really like the main one?
Pokemon, and then so when I was growing up, and I was like a preteenish or whatever, Gran Turismo came out, and I was really into Gran Turismo. So on the weekends, my parents always used to go hang out with my aunts and uncles, and I didn't really have cousins my age. They were all a little older than me, so they weren't around, or they were doing their own thing. Like I was like 12 and they were like 20, so obviously they're not going to be hanging out with me. And but I had a cousin, my cousin Jaime, who was cool enough he had a PlayStation or a PlayStation 2. I don't remember which one it was, but he had one of these, and he bought me a memory card so that I could have my own like save files for things. And he bought Gran Turismo, and when I would go over there, my parents would stay at these like my cousins and my aunts and uncles till like midnight. It was like their go out, and they would take me, and I would go to Jaime's room, and he would he'd let me hang out in his room, and I would just play Gran Turismo, and I became super into Gran Turismo and unlocking cars, and it literally, like, I'm to this day I'm still a car guy, and it's probably because of Gran Turismo.
That would have been a good experience, especially because like the cars back then looked good on that game.
Yeah, man, it was the first time a game really was like that in depth, and like things were so accurate. And I think I just really got a kick out of the fact that like you would unlock certain cars, you would drive, like the game would force you to drive other cars that maybe you weren't interested in, and then you would obviously find favorites in that like kind of category of car. And the amount of customization, I'm a nerd for customization, so any game
Hey,
where you can
join the club. Join the club, man.
Yeah, dude, I love that. I
you know,
love
you
that.
know. I don't know if you ever played it, but there was a game that had a really good customization. It's called Midnight Club.
Oh yeah, dude, I played Midnight Club.
Yeah, that I love that customization. Just changing the tires, changing the
dude,
spoilers,
okay.
everything.
Taking you deeper into that, I don't know if you've ever played Tokyo Extreme Racer Zero.
No,
but
first time hearing about it.
Dude, you need to go look into that game, because that game, it's about like freeway racing, and it was like on like PS2, I think, or PS3, and it was a lot like Midnight Club. It was a lot like Need for Speed, except it was all freeway racing. It was all I guess it takes place in Japan, and dude, you would customize the hell out of those cars. It was so sick. I miss that game all the time. Super fun game.
Well, I'll definitely have to take a look at that after the show then. But yeah, you learn something new every day. But yeah. So I guess going after that, I'm gonna ask you this question because I always ask a lot of people this question. So I want you to give me your top 5 favorite games of all time, if you could do that. If not, just name your top 3.
Okay. Top 5. I would probably go. I don't know how to order them. But I would have to say the original Pokemons would probably be my favorite game of all time. Pokemon Blue and Red, Blue, Red, Yellow would be my favorites. And I'll just count that as like 1. Gran Turismo as a series has to be up there somewhere as well. I don't know if I would put it at 2, but it's definitely top 5.
All right.
Personally, for me, Apex Legends, just because of how much time I've spent playing the game and what it's meant to me as far as like actually getting out there, making friends in the like gaming sphere, in the gaming community, and the competitiveness is really exciting to me. So Apex Legends is up there for me, even though that's probably controversial because people really hate that game right now. And then outside of that, that's where I think it gets a little trickier. What What else? What else? What else? What else? I should be I could be a total troll and say something like Pokemon Go. And just piss everyone off. You know what? I'm gonna say Tekken. I really liked the Tekken series growing up. Tekken was a lot of fun. Oh, and then how could I possibly forget? Oh God, FIFA, dude. FIFA is everything.
Yeah.
FIFA is FIFA. If I could have been a FIFA soccer pundit, streamer, etc., that's probably where I would have jumped into. I love soccer, or football, and I love FIFA. FIFA was a lot of fun.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, it seems like you got some interesting wide variety of choices there. So, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I honestly wasn't expecting Tekken, to be honest, because that seems like very more hardcore for gamers. Like, it's very niche.
Yeah, I think a lot of people when they realize that like I stream Apex, I think people are expecting me to just list off FPS games or like Destiny plus FPS games.
I think this is the thing with a lot of people who like just stream one game or like just two. Is like they always get this thing where like, oh, you don't play anything else but shooters or like casual games.
Right.
That's why it kind of threw me off. Because
yeah, dude. So it's funny because like people like I obviously have good friends in gaming. I'm sure you've seen like the names like Kamizard, Kaya Knight, Ippy Louie, Tommy Yoza. All these people were streamers or are streaming, and they obviously when you have friends they try to recommend games for you to play with them, and so you can kind of share that. And for the longest time, they would always recommend FPS games, and they'd be like, "Hey, dude, like this new shooter came out, like you should get it, play with us." Blah. And I'm like, for the longest time, I would often download them to play with my friends, but I would usually be like, "Yeah, just heads up, I don't really like shooter games that much. Like I don't mind, but it's not really my thing. It's just Apex."
Interesting. Okay, so I guess that kind of leads me to like one of the big questions, like how you got into Apex.
So Apex, I didn't start streaming until after Apex. And Apex, I had a buddy that lives near me, who was a Halo professional. And he coached a pro Halo team.
Oh wow!
And yeah, and so I played a little bit of Halo, but I didn't play it like that, Like I think my brother rented it for his Xbox when he had one, and that's the bulk of what I played. But I definitely admired the fact that someone could make it into that level. I thought that was super cool. And we would hang out. I never really chatted him up about that too much, but I think he came over one day. I don't remember. He was the one that told me about Apex. He told me about it basically the day it came out. I got it maybe the next day or something, and I played a little bit. Eventually he came over and saw that I was still playing, and he told me that I should stream it. He goes, "You should stream this." And I had no idea what the hell he was talking about. And he's the one that introduced me to Twitch and competitively playing Apex and all those things. And not to say that I'm at that level, because I'm not, but definitely kind of piqued an interest in Apex and the competitive side of things. So that was realistically like, I don't want to say the goal, because I didn't need it to happen, but if I was going to do anything with it, that's where I was kind of going towards.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So the competitive side kind of attracted you then, and really,
yeah. I'm big into competition, so yeah, that's what like kind of drove me.
I think a lot of people are into competitions, but the thing with
Yeah, yeah.
Apex is like you kind of get you have this like you kind of have these thoughts like, oh, I'm gonna be good, I'm gonna get better at this game, and then you just kind of get put in your place when you
Yeah,
go
dude.
against a better team.
The funny thing is, like, you're playing that game, and I've played it for a while now, and like you you're seemingly good, right, for like a season, and you're
Yeah,
like, you hit masters or something, and you win all of your 1v1s or most of your 1v1s, which for those of you who don't know, Apex is like a big deal. It's teams of 3, and it takes a lot of pressure off of your team if you could win a fight with another person on another team. That way you get like a numerical advantage against that other team. But so you're winning all your 1v1s, and you're really kind of doing a lot. And yeah, man. Wow, I just had an ADD moment where I completely lost my train of thought. I'm like, bro, what happened?
oh yeah, I
I
have
got
those moments too.
I got a text message. I looked at my phone and I went blank. I'm like, oh snap! It's like that Will Smith and Men in Black meme where I got flashed with that thing.
Yeah, no, don't worry. But yeah, as an Apex player, I definitely get the appeal of it, and yeah, so that game is really what kicked off your Twitch streaming, though. Then
Yeah, that was basically the beginning of everything for me.
right, okay. So, did you never think about doing Twitch before, or like how did you know about it before Apex?
No. So I knew it existed. I didn't really watch any Twitch streams prior to me getting into it and doing Apex Legends. I thought it was a cool concept. I think I realistically started because the pandemic was starting to hit, and I am very extroverted, and like I'm the guy who tries to go hang out with people almost every day, and I love being out. I love being in. It sounds weird, but I love being in crowds. I love chatting with random people. I love going to bars and sitting next to strangers and talking to them about their lives. Like that's the kind of stuff I like. So when the pandemic hit, and you're at home and trying to stay away from everyone, Twitch seemed like the best outlet for that. And I was honestly, it was great, dude. I got to meet a lot of people. I named a couple people already, but like the Kaya Knights of the world, the Kamizards of the world, Tommy Yozas, Kaneki, who doesn't go by Kaneki anymore. These people, dude, they became real friends, and they became friends because of Twitch. So yeah, man, that's what did it.
It's kind of interesting the way like the internet can do that. Like you never meet these people before, but like even if you're behind a screen, you kind of just become close.
I think it's so cool, dude, because if you think about like any other time in the world, in the history of the world, these are people that you would never ever interact with. People, in different countries, or on the opposite sides of the country, of your country, or just like people you'd never run into. And here you are having full-blown relationships with them and friendships with them because of the internet, because of Twitch, because of video games. Like, I think that's so cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So you definitely did meet a lot of other content creators like that were doing the same thing as you through Twitch and playing the same games as them.
Definitely.
Have any have you had any big moments yet of like meeting like a bigger streamer or like anything like oh shit, I mean this person?
I mean, like, like, I don't know, like, okay, so my being honest with you, like, as far as like big streamers go, I've met I've literally only met like one, really, and it was very quick. I met Hasanabi.
Oh, okay.
He lives, I guess, relatively close by. I was at a mall. There's a really bomb restaurant. If you haven't been yet, Din Tai Fung, go check it out. It's just delicious. But we were leaving, and I was popping into the restroom. There's an elevator by the restroom, and I saw him. He was walking his dog, and I was like, "Oh my god, you're Hasanabi." And he's like, or I said, "You're Hassan Piker." I named him full name, and he's like, "Yep, that's me." And I was like, "Hey man, I just wanted to congratulate you on all your success online, and you know, I I don't consider myself like a big fan, but I do admire, you know, like his content. I do admire uh, where he's gotten, and I think that's fucking dope." So I told him that, and he thanked me, and yeah, that was it. And then as far as like big moments is in meeting people from Twitch, I've had the honor of they're not as big of streamers yet. Hopefully that changes. But I've met someone I keep naming is Kamizard, who lives in Portugal. I went to Europe. I was in Spain, and I was fortunate enough to be there with some friends who are very adventurous. And they were like, "Dude, let's take a day trip to Lisbon." And I was lucky enough to. I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's go!" And I got to meet Kamizard, who is literally one of my best friends on the platform. And then I also got to meet Tommy Yoza, who is, first of all, my guy Tommy Yoza was like one of the bigger streamers when I started streaming, that like in the circles that I ran in. And Tommy is also a model, which is super cool. Like, how, you know, who gets to say that? That's crazy.
Not everybody.
And yeah, dude, you're like, what? And then and I had the like, I was fortunate enough to meet him, man, and he's so he lived very close. He moved from Chicago to this area, and he lived very close to me for a while, and we would hang out, you know, semi frequently. And to this day, we still have a great relationship. We actually went to Big Bear together. We went snowboarding together. So
Oh damn, nice.
yeah, man. So you know, those are two people that like I you know, I'm really excited that I got to meet. And I'm hoping to meet. Honestly, I'm very open to meeting pretty much anyone that I've interacted with online. You know, as far as like Twitch goes, people are very supportive, and like I'm the guy that will give you a hug. You know, I'm down. I love meeting people who fuck with me. You know, these are friendships at the end of the day, and it feels good.
Definitely. It's good to hear too that you're a very friendly person. It's like you definitely don't know how people are behind like the screen, because like, you know, it's kind of like different. It's kind of different. Like we all have like different personalities or off the air. But
well, I'd be really mean to you with your LAFC stuff. So just FYI, don't come near me, dude.
hey, we'll find that out. We'll find that out after the 4th of July game.
4th of July? Yeah. Okay. All right.
You know, I was actually planning on going to that game, but because of because I don't know if you know where Pismo Beach is, but
yeah.
My parents like to plan out to go camping there every 4th. So.
Oh, dude, that sounds like a great time, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, nothing beats an El Tráfico game, though.
I mean, it's gonna go to Pismo Beach, dude. Don't go to the game, because, you know, when the Galaxy whoop that ass, you're gonna feel real bad on that drive home, and I don't want you to feel bad, dude. I want you to feel good.
No. You're gonna be with the one with the banner in the background of your Twitch.
It's so good, dude. That's so good.
Yeah. But I guess backtracking though, going back to
Go for it.
I really want to know, like, how was like your experience starting out streaming though? Like,
so starting out, when I first started streaming on Twitch, I started off of my PlayStation 4.
Oh, really? Same here.
Yep. PlayStation 4 headset and no camera. I used to, so I had I'm older. I lived in a house with my brother, and we had a like a bigger TV. Obviously, it was like 55 inches or 60 inches in the living room, and that's where the PlayStation was hooked up, and that's what I streamed off of. And so when I played video games for the longest time, I would stand and walk around as I was gaming. I would never sit. And eventually, and let me backtrack. During this whole time, I would go and I would open my laptop and I would log onto my Twitch and I would kind of monitor the chat that way. And I would stream to 1 viewer, 2 viewers, and I don't know, I would get so excited when I would have, 5 viewers. I was like, oh my God, 5 viewers, 4 viewers. I was so stoked. And then I don't remember exactly how it played out, but one day, Kaya Knight stumbled into my channel. I don't know how that happened, but she was super cool. And I still wasn't familiar with how Twitch worked. And I followed her back and I checked out her channel and I was like, holy crap, this girl is popping off on Twitch. She had, I think at the time, maybe 20 or 30 viewers, something like that,
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And I remember I was streaming with, no joke, 3 viewers maybe. And one day she ends up rating me with 30 people or 40 people. Dude, I was so excited and so nervous and just so, I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then it kind of started becoming more normal. My numbers started picking up. And as my numbers picked up, I tried a little harder. And eventually I saved up and bought a PC. It was my first ever gaming PC. And I started, streaming more the way, I guess, if anyone follows my channel, what it looks like now. And yeah, man, I think I was telling you off air that, initially when I started streaming, I had technical difficulties all the freaking time. That's something that, I want to, if anyone's listening to us, now or in the future, listening back to this and you're starting out and you're doing it and you're having a good time, but your stream crashes or your internet connection sucks, you're dropping frames, please know that it happens to everyone. Please know that yeah, it is a setback, but you will get there. And it's gonna be all right. And it sucks in the moment, but I promise you, it's okay.
Funny that you mentioned technical problems, because one of my friends that actually has helped me out with a lot of technical stuff has just joined my chat. Shout out to Adam.
Go. So, yeah, Adam. Thank you, man.
Yeah, he's pretty big in the tech area, so he's helped me out quite a bit with my audio to make it sound as good as it can be and to get my streams working.
Silky smooth. You sound incredible. So I like that. That's good. Adam's doing good work out here for yeah, man. People like that are so important. I've got an Adam myself. I've got a D-Rod, and dude, without him, dude, my stream would sound and look like doo-doo. So I'm very thankful to D-Rod, and shout out to Adam for helping you out, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. So besides the fears though, of the technical side, were you nervous at first starting out, for Twitch?
Not necessarily. I'm one of those guys who isn't really bothered by social pressures or I'm not shy. I've got a theater background, I've got a sports background, so I don't mind being in front of people. I don't mind making a fool of myself. So I know that a lot of people get a lot of anxiety going live and starting things, but that's just never been my situation. I think more so what would get with me, mess with me was when I would be streaming and something would go wrong, or I would be streaming and I'm performing poorly, I'm playing badly, or if my viewership was like really low after having like a high like the day before, which is funny because those things should not affect you, and they shouldn't get to you, but they did. They would get to me, you know, like I'd feel that. But as far as like anxieties and stuff about about actually starting a stream or streaming to people, I was never shy or embarrassed or scared. That's just not me.
Yeah. All right. So it just kind of came natural to you, just be like kind of energetic for like Twitch streaming and all that. Then
Yeah, yeah.
that's cool. That's cool. It's always different for everybody. I was definitely nervous my first time streaming and just putting out content on YouTube. If you got, well, I don't know. I want to say go back to my old stuff because it's not that good. But if you go back to that, you can definitely hear it in my voice.
There's you know, every time you do something, you get better and you progress, and you know all those things. And so yeah, man, I wouldn't beat yourself up, you know, over it. You're obviously going to get better at what you're doing, and I promise you that the next interview that you do, or the next time you have a guest on, you're going to sound better. Your questions are going to come off smoother. All of that stuff is going to happen just because you're practicing and you're getting it
Yeah,
done.
that's
So
just
I
kind of
mean,
how it goes for like when you do this long enough, you get kind of just
yeah,
get in the
dude.
flow of it.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not gonna be good from day one. If you are, congratulations, you're a prodigy. But you know, that's yeah. But that's, you know, get it, dude. That's good
Yeah.
stuff.
So I guess going off of the Twitch stuff though is what made you decide to stream like Apex, like because like that kind of is like your main thing. What did you say?
Oh yeah, it's definitely my main thing. It's just it's a game that I enjoyed the competitive side too. It's something that I also felt like, so like I think it goes back to like the whole sports thing. I like watching sports, and I feel like competitive Apex is to an extent a lot like sports. Um, and I think that like, so when I would consume content as far as like video games went, I would watch mainly YouTube guys actually. I would watch YouTube guys playing Apex to try and get better, and to see what they were doing that I'm not doing, and what can I change. And you know, I'd get excited when they pull off like crazy plays. Um, and so I was like, yeah, that's like, I'm getting better at this, and that's kind of what I want to do. And I like, not to say that I'm that good, but that doesn't mean I can't help someone who, you know, is in a lesser rank or who's starting out. I could definitely like guide someone like that. And so yeah, that was the big thing. And I feel also like, um, you know, I mentioned earlier that I like games like Pokemon and things like that, but I also don't think that that's necessarily the most exciting thing to watch. I think that's more of a thing where it's enjoyable for you to be a part, like for it to be your journey, but not to necessarily like watch someone else's journey. And not to shoot down anyone who, you know, that's the content that they create, or you know, but it's just, you know, what's true to me. And I feel like Apex was an exciting thing to put up there.
Real quick, one of my friends, Double Shooter in the chat here. He's a big Fighters fan. So I think if I remember correctly, he likes Tekken too. So Double
That's
Shooter,
awesome.
if you have any Tekken related questions, feel free to ask them.
That's awesome. Yeah, dude, Tekken
Yeah.
was sick, dude.
Yeah. Well, so you're also a big FIFA person too. I've seen you stream that a bit on your Twitch. So what made you?
Yes, sir.
So why not choose FIFA over Apex?
So FIFA, and this is like, you know, this is just all like personal opinion stuff, but like I feel like when I'm making content, I've been doing this. It's crazy to say this, but I've been doing this for 3 years, and actually maybe a pinch more than 3 years. But I think a lot of people have kind of come to know me as more of the Apex guy, occasionally like the just chatting guy, but it's primarily Apex. And so when I play FIFA because I enjoy it. And when I do FIFA, I typically worry that the people who are coming in to hang out with me are less interested. And I know that like they'll say that they're there for me and not like, whatever, but I don't want to bore you with FIFA if you're not into FIFA. Now, that's maybe not the best mindset because I probably should have dedicated a couple of days to FIFA and a couple of days to Apex. But I didn't set out that way to begin with. And I don't know. Maybe that's where I get a little scared, is that I'm worried that if I stream FIFA, it's just not gonna be as enjoyable to the people who usually watch my streams.
Interesting. I mean, I wouldn't really worry about that too much, because like if people were going to watch you, they're going to watch you for your personality, really.
See, like that's the reassurance a lot of people give me, but it's so like that's such a weird concept to process, and maybe that's my own insecurity or whatever. But yeah,
But I definitely get it. It's definitely hard to break out, to like want to break out, because like I've had that moment myself where I was sticking to like one thing,
right.
where when I made videos I was sticking to one type of content, but then I wanted to make a big transition, and then
Okay.
I lost viewers because of it. But I didn't care, because I was still having fun. And
And I think that's the most important thing. But props to you for having the balls to do that, man. It gets nerve wracking.
Yeah.
You get scared, and you don't want to upset anyone. You don't want to lose anyone. You don't want to. So yeah, man, I admire that you were able to do that. That's really cool.
Yeah, but so yeah, so your favorite team, though, I bet you is LA Galaxy, isn't it? On FIFA.
So not on FIFA, no, dude. On FIFA, they're terrible. They're god awful.
I just
No,
wanted to hear you say it.
wow. No, I love the Galaxy. They're good right now. They've been absolute booty cheeks recently. Not like by recently I mean like the last couple of years. But I've always loved that team because of just like what it's meant to me, like growing up. I think my favorite team in general is Real Madrid, even though in FIFA I try not to use them because I feel like it's too like OP meta annoying. I like using kind of like more mid-level good teams. So for a long time I played as like if I hypothetically if we were somewhere and I played against you, I would use like Sevilla. I liked using Sevilla a lot. I really like Spanish teams a lot, Spanish clubs. I also don't mind like the not usually used English Premier League teams. So I'm happy to pick up like I have a career mode with Leicester City. Like kind of random, but yeah, I play as them.
Interesting. But I don't know. I prefer the small teams. I prefer like being like the underdog.
Okay.
It's yeah.
Well, then you should try the Galaxy because that's some underdog shit for sure.
So my friend Adam pointing out that the European teams are better. Yes, we all know. We all know they're always going to be good.
It's by a wide margin, dude. I think now teams and like the championship winning LAFC, teams like the Columbus Crew, teams like the Galaxy now. I'm not saying that they would hang in a European league, but I think that maybe we're getting to a point now where they wouldn't always get blown out.
Yeah.
And so I think it's there's definitely a gap, but I think that they are closing that gap slowly but surely, and I think eventually it'll get to the point where maybe the Galaxy, LAFC, et cetera, will never be EPL level good, but I think that they'll at the very least not be a laughing stock when they're compared directly.
Yeah, definitely. Well, at least that's the hope. Our friendly game against Colombia didn't really help much.
Oh yeah, dude, that was rough. The- Colombia looked good. They looked
Yeah,
really good. And that's a team that I didn't expect to look as good as they did. I don't know if it was just
and
us.
dominating us 5-2.
Yeah, dude. I also think that our coach needs to go, but that's a personal opinion. So
I don't think
it
that's
is what it
personal.
is.
I think that's just a straight up fact at this point.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. But it's fine.
Yeah.
It's whatevs.
So I guess going forward into the future though, for like what you have planned, do you plan on just sticking to Apex, or you planning on moving on to like other stuff? Because I know you were telling me some other stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah, well, right now, in my real life and not like video game life, I've making a transition into real estate. Um, I've been, doing that, and I'm going to try to make a little more content. That's completely switching gears, but trying to make content as far as like real estate goes. Um, Producing TikToks and things like that, and really getting involved on like Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts, and just because I like watching stuff like that too. I like watching what a house costs in Japan and what it looks like. I like looking at a loft in Madrid or London and what that costs. So there's that. And then as far as like my Twitch channel goes, I'm probably gonna continue playing Apex, and occasionally, sometimes when I'm under the influence of alcohol, I do go live, like just chatting if I'm doing something cool or if I'm being an idiot or if things like that. So that's probably where that's gonna be, and it's gonna probably remain more of a hobby for me. But you never know. You never know when if things pop off and an opportunity is presented to you to make something more full time or more real and really jumping with it. So I think I like to keep my windows and my doors open, and whatever comes, you take your opportunities when you get them.
Yeah, definitely. Although my friend Adam my friend Adam is saying that you might need to put those plans for London on hold.
Why? What happened in London?
Yeah,
Oh, buying
because
a place in London.
yeah.
Oh, dude. I'm very aware. I was recently in London, and the market is, I'm very aware, is insane. But he's got to look at LA too, man. Los Angeles is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, but as a Californian local, you never want to move to LA.
Yeah, well, and I'm not even talking about like LA. I'm talking like adjacent places.
Yeah,
So
no,
like,
yeah, it's gotten crazy over there.
dude, like hypothetically, you want to get a place in Long Beach, like you're gonna get like the worst home in the country, and it's gonna cost you.
You're probably just gonna get one. You're just probably gonna get one bedroom.
Yeah, dude. Like so, I feel like a lot of these big, like a London. I'm sure Manchester's probably crazy too. A Barcelona, places like that, dude. I feel like the markets right now are insane. And working in real estate now, here in like the LA area, California area, San Fernando Valley area in particular. Dude, I'm seeing these prices and I'm seeing the interest rates, and it's nuts, dude. So kudos to anyone who could afford to buy a house or a home or whatever you're doing out there. And props to you if you're paying your rent, bro, because even rent's crazy right now.
Yeah, definitely. And also,
Mhm.
also Adam putting out the numbers there for how much it would cost for one bedroom, a one bedroom apartment. Jeez.
Renting
Yeah.
one bedroom apartment is 2,000. Yeah, dude, I'm 3,000 plus right now in a one bedroom. So I feel you, dude. I promise you, I feel you. And I'm not saying that that's okay or anything. Like it's nuts.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But I guess anyways, bitching, going back to the to the content stuff. I guess like my next question would be for you. Like, do you think Apex is going to be viable going into the future? Because as an Apex player, I know that a lot of people aren't so happy about it these days.
I do think it's kind of fading away to an extent, and I
Same with
think
all
that
the battle royales that have come out too.
yeah, dude. I think, and realistically, I think that there's space for a new one to come out and take over. And I think now's the time to do that. I think that's why X Defiant kind of came in with some hype. The finals came in with some hype, and I think game developers are seeing that, and I think that market is just there. It's ready for someone to take it and run in a different direction with it. So it wouldn't surprise me if some game came out that was like kind of like all of these games, like a Fortnite, like an Apex, like a COD, like a, all of these things, and really took off and became the one that we all kind of flocked to. Personally, I'm always going to root for Apex to be that, to continue evolving and to just get better and more exciting, because Apex to me is, like I told you, I mentioned to you, is one of
It's
these
a part
first
to you
person
practically.
shooters. Yeah, dude, and it means everything. Like, it's the reason I started streaming. So I hope it's Apex, but I wouldn't be surprised if something else comes in. So we'll see.
So you wouldn't really think about like switching to any other game as your main like game?
I don't know. I really, I think it would ultimately come down to like how much free time I have, and what I'm doing with that free time, and what game I'm enjoying, and if I think that it's something that people would be interested in watching. Besides me yelling at some child on FIFA because they scored 3 on me and I can't figure out what the hell's going on, and they just keep sending long balls in.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
I actually have a funny story about that, but I'll tell you that off air.
Okay.
Yeah, but so I guess my next question for you, like, what, like, do you plan on like eventually, like, if you're successful enough on Twitch that like that could be like your main source of income, or?
Yeah, I mean, like, so I don't necessarily plan on it, but I'm open to it, right? So what I mean by that is obviously I want to continue doing it while I enjoy it, and while it's like an outlet for me. And if it does grow past where it is, or if it does, hypothetically, right? Like, if I get raided by like an Imperial Hal or a Nice Wig or something, and the channel goes crazy and I'm making enough, then sure, I'm absolutely open to the fact that there is a possibility of, like, living off of it. But I also I'm not the kind of guy to put my eggs in the basket, so to speak.
That's fair.
And you know what
Never
I
want to
mean?
do
Like,
that.
yeah, dude, I've been in fields that didn't generate much money, and as much as I think everyone should follow their heart and do what makes them happy, I also think that you do need to be realistic to an extent, and you need to make sure that you're taking care of what you need to take care of in your life. Because, dude, like, I have to pay rent, I have to feed my dog, like, there's the bills come, so I can't just like be like, well, I'm not gonna work anymore, I'm gonna do this. So it's right now it's not realistic, but absolutely, dude, if something changes, if tomorrow I'm streaming to 150, 200, 300 viewers and I'm generating enough money, then I'm down to ride that wave and see where it takes me, and try to make the best of it that I can.
Yeah, definitely. Well, well, hope you do end up becoming that skill, because I think
Thanks,
you do
man.
have the personality for Twitch to become
Thanks, dude.
successful.
It's very kind of you.
I think the only thing is the, and forgive me for saying, but like, I think the only thing you need to fix is that consistency when streaming.
Yeah, no, I'm super aware of it. I know that I'm not consistent, and I know that it's kind of a pain. There was a period of time where I was trying to stay on like a really strict schedule, and now, because it's taken such a backseat in my life, it's so hard to be consistent, and I feel like I do it for fun and to interact with the people who come through. Um, so right now, that's just where it's at. If I do manage to get some more time, I will absolutely try better to stay on like a more of a scheduled approach. But yeah, it's tough right now, man. It's really hard.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, I mean, I kind of okay. So I don't know if you probably know who Mr. Beast is, right?
Yeah, yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah. So he actually started off like uh trying to break into YouTube, but it was never successful until like he finally like just like took his time because like he used to have a job and like YouTube wasn't his like full focus,
Yeah.
but he turned that around, turned into his main focus, and look how successful he is.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think it can absolutely happen, man. It could happen. It can happen to anyone.
I think
You
if
know?
I think maybe if you just like put the time into like your Twitch, like if you can find time around it, then maybe you can definitely be big on Twitch.
The fact that you say that, man, is a huge compliment, and like, thank you for that. I really do. It's really nice to hear that.
Yeah, because like even off air, you're like your personality is just that energetic and that fun.
Thanks,
I think you're definitely an entertaining personality.
Thank you, man. Thank you. That like that's it. I genuinely mean that. It feels really good to hear stuff like that. That's really cool.
Also, I definitely think that that with your previous acting classes, that you can definitely make some fun content with your whatever you're planning for real estate.
Yeah, dude. I like, I really enjoy, I think I don't know if you've seen speed runs on TikTok where they do speed runs of like house showings. I think that shit's so funny. I love that. I wish I had thought of that, I, the only reason I haven't started really rolling out a bunch of real estate content is because I worry about not stepping on anyone's toes. I don't want to like if you have a house for sale and you've listed it, you're the agent representing the seller. I don't want to just go do that and piss you off if you didn't want me to show it in that way. So like that's the one thing that's slowing me down. And I think when I get more comfortable in the real estate world, I'm gonna try to do stuff like that more. But yeah, man, dude, I think that shit's so fun. I also I really like the serious ones too, where like they're like, this is what this place looks like and what you can get here and whatever. So I will get into that sort of that place, but yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Well, good to know. Yeah. All right. So, well, so typically how I used to end the show was I would ask the individual like what advice would they have to give for like someone to do good on like if they're doing like if they want to enter Twitch or like YouTube, but you kind of already did that in the beginning.
Yeah, dude. Just enjoy yourselves, guys. Just enjoy yourselves. Really enjoy the people that are coming in. And dude, I don't give a sorry, I'm like about to curse.
Oh no,
I don't care.
don't worry.
I don't care if it's one person, if it's 10 people, if it's 100 people. Anyone that shows up to watch you play, to listen to you, to hang out with you, you don't get your time back, and they're spending that time on you, and that's super, super valuable. So appreciate the fact that they're doing that. Thank them for that, and enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. The minute it's not fun, stop doing it. It's not worth it. But if it's fun, if you love it, you should absolutely do it. And the numbers and how much money you're making and how many people are in there, those are bonuses. Those are extras. That should never be the primary thing. You should just be doing it because you're having a good time. And I think that makes everything better. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for those words and advice. Definitely,
yeah, buddy.
Definitely words of wisdom right there to follow. And yeah, like Mel also said before, don't put your eggs in one basket either. If it doesn't work out.
Yeah, you still got to look out for yourself, and you still got to do the things that you need to, maintain your responsibilities, maintain. If you need an income, get a job, and it's okay. Do what you can to keep yourself afloat, and do this for fun, man. I work 9 to 5 and like sometimes longer, and dude, I still stream. Like I don't stream as much right now because I'm also trying to do this real estate thing, but you can do it. It's possible. So
Yeah. Well, cheers to you and all your endeavors, Melvin. It's been great to have you on, and tell everyone where they can find you. If
yeah, buddy. Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on.
yeah.
I enjoyed this. I do think that you're getting better every single time. Um,
Oh
you
yeah,
know, I'm
I forgot to mention. Kaya did mention that you were pre-watching this, pre-watching before you were on the show.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, because I wanted to see what it was gonna be like, and so I checked
Yeah.
out. I forgot his name. You were talking to a guy from YouTube, and then I saw that Kaya had done one. I didn't even know, and so I was like, oh my god, I gotta watch this. So I started watching Kaya's, and I think obviously you're getting better. You sound more like fluid and comfortable, and not to mention that you like your mic and all that. You sound super silky smooth, so that's great. But I think you're gonna keep getting better. So congrats on that. Keep going with that. I'm sorry that you can't interview me every week. I'm probably gonna be the best guest you ever have. Um, I'm such
See,
a
that's why
dick.
that's why I like your energy. I like that.
I please don't take me seriously, guys. But yeah, dude. Keep going, and it's gonna get better. I am on Twitch, twitch.tv/melvinS0N, a 0 in the sun. So, I usually stream after work, so you can catch me weeknights. I've been a little inconsistent of late, but if you follow me on Twitter, if you're in my Discord, I will update you. You can also harass me to stream, and I'll probably stream because I'm a pushover, and I will stream for you because I like making people happy. And that's pretty much it. Also, I think I'm also melvinS0N on TikTok. I plan on eventually releasing some real estate content on there, and honestly just trying to make some like funny videos or some candid videos or some stuff like that. So feel free to check me out on there. I'm an open book. I'm accessible. Say what up. I'm here.
All right. Well, gotta definitely get your TikTok handle after this, but yeah, I made the pleasure of linking your Twitter and Twitch in the description below for anyone that's interested. Check them out there.
You.
And yeah, and just so you guys know, I will be having episode. Well, I will not next week or the following week because I'm going to be having to take a break. So yeah,
but, take your break, bro. Breaks are needed.
Yeah. Well, not only that, I'm going on vacation soon. Going to Mex then a week after.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself, buddy. That sounds great.
Yeah. Thank you. But I do have a plan. I do have a guest planned for my next episode, though. Hope you guys stay tuned for that, and it will be a pretty big guest in my sphere of YouTube. So yeah, but yeah, thanks again, Melvin, and thanks for the kind words. And
thanks for having me, man. And keep going, keep going. I'm rooting for you, dude.
And as for the rest of you guys, hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your day, and peace.